All right, guys, whenever you're ready.
Hello, my name is Simon Frazier.
My name is Ben Waller.
I'm Libby Shannon. I'm Taylor Hall.
And I'm Michael. Hi, we are Part-Time Jobs. We are an online local job board that allows local employers to post job listings and high school students to search for a job. Meet John Smith. John manages the KEY program for Barrington and is charged with hiring new employees. Part of their job every year occurs when many of his high school students leave to go for college. Every year, he asks himself the same thing: how can I get new employees fast? When he gets an email from Part-Time Jobs, he decides to sign up. Now meet Sarah Hill. Sarah Hill is a junior at Barrington High School. She recently passed her driver's test and wants a car. However, her parents refuse to buy her a car unless she pays for half of it. How could she possibly afford a car if she has no money or source of income? When she goes to her lunch table, she sees an advertisement for part-time employment. She decides to sign up after learning all about it. Now, this is the interest form that they would first fill out: their name, their email address, their cell phone number. After that, we email them the resume, so then we can get a look at their work history and all the work they've done. And then we match them based on if they at work, if they're new, or if they like a certain job.
So our main user of our company is high school students, specifically students 15 through 19 years old, because those are the ones that will be eligible for part-time jobs. And they are our main incentive for our customer, which is the employers. And we're specifically looking for fast food, retailers, park districts, just places that really rely on a student employment force. And then our direct competitor is Yolovi, which is a fairly recent company, and this company is finding job opportunities and just opportunities in general for Chicagoland youth. And the reason this is direct is because it's targeting the same area and customer segment as us. And then our two indirect competitors are Indeed and Monster. And these are both indirect because they cover a much wider customer base with jobs that high school students aren't necessarily eligible for. And they also are only web-based, and we are taking a more personable matching direction. So our company is unique mainly because we are very personable. We are really getting to know the students, and we are doing the matching ourselves. We're also very consistent because we have a list of students readily available who are ready to work and want to work. And then we are very efficient and quick in our process to find a good employee for employers.
To reach out to our customers, we've gone about this a few different ways. So, as previously mentioned, we have two sides of our customer segment. We have the students and the employers. So for our students, we've been reaching out via Instagram and Instagram posts. And we also set up a booth in the lunchroom to collect the names of interested students and for them to come and fill out a resume form. We got about 70 students to sign up, so that was one of our biggest successes. And for the other side, for the employers, we've been sending out lots and lots of emails, and we've also been doing phone calls. And we've also visited in person, which has been very helpful as well. So for us, one unit can be defined as one job successfully matched between an employer and a part-time employee. So when that happens, we charge $250 for a successful match. And we determine this price by looking at our competitors. So Indeed charges $100 per month to just be on their website, while Monster charges $400 per posting. So we decided to go in the middle with $250 because our service technically provides more, since we do the matching and we look at resumes and all of that stuff. And our cost per goods sold is $7.55. We determine this by using the PayPal method, which takes 2.9% of the price you're charging plus an additional 30 cents. And we believe that PayPal method will be the best because we're still directing employers to our website to pay. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, there's a $200 billion recruitment market worldwide, and this just shows the potential that our company has if we were to extend much larger, especially outside of the United States. Our serviceable addressable market is 48.6 million units. We got this number by taking the total number of part-time jobs in the United States, which is approximately 16.2 million, and multiplied that by 3, which is the frequency we've learned that employers hire in between the years. And this number is more approachable for us because since we will be a website for employers to go and sign up, we can just send our website across the United States. So this is our revenue trend. In year one, we're making $22,500. We're expected to sell 600. We're supposed to match 600 people, and again, we charge $250. So that's where that number is coming from. As we continue through the years, you can see that each year we're increasing in revenue, and that our COGS and revenue are approximately the same because, again, it is just the PayPal method that we're using. And then in year 5, we're expected to make almost $93,600, and that will come from our growth, which I'll explain in the next slide. So in year 1, we decided that we will just stay in the Barrington area because it is really attainable. So from our model, we've determined that we will sell 90 units, meaning 90 jobs will be paired. We also learned through our research that there are around 800 to 850 part-time jobs in Barrington, so we can reach out to those as well. Year 2, we're expected to match 108 jobs, and this is adding in the Palatine area where there are around 300 to 350 part-time jobs that we can reach out to help us find jobs to match. Year 3, we're supposed to have 151 matches. This again is adding in Huffman Estates where they have between 700 and 750 part-time jobs that we can use to find employers. And then year 4, we decided to stay in the same area. Again, we are having growth. You can see 50% growth, and we're just going to be focusing on those 3 areas. In year 5, we decided that we would go a lot bigger and go into Schaumburg, where we will have 374 customers, and again, giving us a growth of 65%.
For our minimum viable product, we wanted to test our customer segment and our revenue streams. For our customer segment, we wanted to figure out if students would prefer emails or text updates and how often they would run those updates about new jobs posted. And for our employees, or employers, we wanted to know if they would prefer a specific matching service where we would match one student with that specific job, or if they just wanted to see a list of students that they could pick from themselves. And for our revenue streams, we had an initial price of $100, and we just wanted to see how that would work out. So for our customer segment, the way that we tested it was we held a lunch booth in the cafeteria downstairs during a few lunch periods of the day, and we had about 70 students sign up with interest in our business, and through that interest form, we had them fill out our resume form, and through that, we found out that they would prefer emails less frequently than every few days. And so then for our employers, we found out that they would prefer a specific matching service and have specific students matched to their jobs rather than a list through calling and emailing them ourselves. And for our revenue streams, For our revenue streams, we decided on $250 compared to our competitors, as Taylor mentioned earlier, so we don't sell ourselves too short. For our key metrics, we initially had a goal of 350 signups, 15 jobs posted, and 9 jobs filled. But our results ended up being 68 students showing interest through our lunch booth that one day, and through that we had 11 fill out our resume form, which helps us match them to a job more specifically. And we had 4 jobs to fill from Palatine Park District and 12 jobs to fill from eBiz. And currently we have no jobs filled, but we are in progress of that, which Libby will talk about now.
So for our MVP results, we got 2 employers on board. We got the Palatine Park District and eBiz Universe. And Palatine Park District gave us 4 job slots to fill. However, it was much harder for us to work on filling those because they were all jobs that you needed a certain level of certification for, and not a lot of the 68 students that we got had that certification. But from eBiz Universe, which is a computer company that was looking for door-to-door salesmen, we got 12 job slots that he wanted us to fill. And 2 students have shown interest. I've been working on this recently, and they are sending me their resumes to them. And I've been talking to them and getting to know them as people, and then I have also been contacting the man there. And then we also agreed on $800 for the 12 job slots, which is much lower than our normal price, but this is just because we don't have any credibility currently. And we were talking about it with the press, and that's the number that we both came to.
So today we're asking for $3,000 for 5% of our company. And that $3,000 is going to go mainly towards our website, which we got an estimate from a company in Palatine that said a service website would cost around $1,500, and another company in Schaumburg, it stated around $900 for bare bones cheap website. We're then going to spend another $150 on the LLC, or to convert it to an LLC, and $35 for the copyright for our website. We then need a $1,315 cushion for our company as we're not sure exactly where we're going next with our finances. And our exit strategy would be to sell to Indeed, and this would benefit them by giving them more local customers and diving deeper into the younger potential customers. This would benefit them because it would give them a money multiple of 6.7 and a IRR of 58%. We are part-time jobs, and we match employers and employees with one click.
Can you dig a little bit into your pricing? So how did you guys arrive at $250 per job?
Originally, we had our pricing set much lower, but after comparing our prices to our competitors, we decided to raise it because we ultimately are doing much more. And Indeed specifically is $200. That's just like their website, but we raised ours to $250 because we are physically working on matching.
So it seems to me that there's the job site market, the Indeeds, the Monsters, the Craigslist, Snag a Job, a bunch of those folks that create a list of candidates that the employer could reach out to. You're taking a different model. You're kind of a headhunter for students, right? You are like literally going to get a job order and match one person, send the person on an interview, and get a decision yes or no, right? Okay. First of all, I like that model a lot, particularly if it's a small and medium-sized employer. They just don't have the scale and the infrastructure to do all the matching themselves. And there's enough people trying to do the job board model. Nobody really seems to be doing the headhunter model that you're proposing. And $250 seems, fairly reasonable with it. What is the disconnect with it is if you only concentrate on your talent, the employees coming out of one high school, Barrington, it's going to be hard to have enough critical mass to fill those jobs, I think. Like, maybe, but you're already finding it with 12 job orders, like 4 of them need certification and these four don't have it. So what you may want to do and what would be more investable is if you actually ask for more money and broaden your recruitment efforts so you can have a richer and deeper database of candidates. And it's not even a database. That what you do is you get the job order and then you recruit for that particular person. Like you don't start off with trying to build this database of everybody. A little bit of that's fine to do. But get the job order and then start networking and reaching out and using Instagram and using Facebook and just finding that needle in a haystack type approach. And so I'm curious on what you're learning in the 16 job orders that you have open. Have you submitted any candidates yet for a job opening?
2 students for eBiz are sending me their resumes, and I've been talking to both of them. We found one person for one of the Park District jobs. We have to keep talking to them too.
How long have those job orders been open? Like when did they say find me a person?
eBiz, I think it was beginning of last week, and
Okay.
then Park District.
Probably a month.
Okay, and how many interviews did you send to the Park District people?
We haven't sent any yet because we're still trying to look through the certifications. We don't want to send over names yet if we're not positive the student can do it. I know it sounds bad because we should send it over, but we
Yeah,
want
I
to
mean,
make sure.
one of your value propositions was fast.
This
That's-
timing is
yeah.
also hard because a lot of students have already applied and gotten their summer jobs, which makes it harder.
Yeah. I mean, this is again why your value proposition makes sense. It's hard to do this. That's why people are paying you $250 to do it. If it was easy, there'd be no value proposition. So, yeah, I think you probably have to figure out your recruiting engine a little bit more and getting people like submitted right away, and doing whatever it takes to find that qualified person, you know, cold calling.
Have you thought about maybe starting earlier, like freshmen, sophomores, and building, because the jobs are seasonal and the time period that those students are employed are usually 1 or 2 years, and it's kind of a fluid, you know, they're in and out of the system, you know, after a couple of years. Maybe starting earlier with less data points and building a database that then, you know, you can add on to as they hit certain benchmarks, like driver's license age or, you know, a junior or senior, something like that. Like maybe start earlier with less data, and you're holding on to those people for when the positions come up.
How did you go about identifying, prospective employers?
Well, COGS actually gave us the contact for this man early in the semester. And for the other one, it was actually a fluke because we were calling him on a chance if he would do our website, but then he said he needed employees. So that's how we found those two.
You know, it seemed to me that, like, the winter and spring would be the time you really want to recruit employers, because obviously they're hiring for the summer. Did you make a big push to find employers in the winter and spring?
We did. We sent out emails, we walked around to Deer Park, and we talked to everyone and listened in if they needed employees, so we got their contact information as well.
And did you get a good response from them?
Not from Deer Park, because they all need to go through corporate, and they couldn't just say yes on the spot. They'd have to change their whole hiring process.
So all of your outreach to get new job orders, it really didn't result in many job orders? And you learned that, hey, maybe we shouldn't go to corporations, we should go to like a small, medium-sized company?
So we've been looking at Park Districts, Ace Hardware actually, and other fast food, like mom and pop stores.
The way most recruiting firms would do it, if there's 5 of you, they would say 2 of you go talk to employers, 3 of you go find employees, and then you get work on a commission basis, so you're $250. Maybe $75 goes to the person that got the job order, $75 goes to the person who got the candidate. And then the company keeps the $100, and so you have a commission structure that allows for that to happen, which would change your whole financial model. But you need to get 600 placements in your first year. So if you're taking this further, I would encourage you to divide and conquer between you. Like some people just become really, really good at talking to employers, and then another group talks to employees. And when you get a job order, then you start recruiting specifically for that, because building a database of people that are just there is only one aspect of this.
I want to build on that, Michael. As you all have built the database of students who came up and said that they were interested, did you build out an ongoing communication platform so that if a job arises, you've got the ability to blast out and find candidates or encourage referrals? Talk to us a little bit about keeping it dynamic beyond someone coming up to the lunch table.
Yeah, so we have our Instagram, which a lot of students follow, so we can constantly update on that. And then we also have like all their emails from the survey, and we can send it blast students.
Because keeping it fresh, I think, becomes one of the challenges, and you might want to consider a bit of a referral bump in there as well, so that, hey, if this doesn't work for you, spread the word. If you're the one who finds somebody, you might want to think about a way that encourages more of these students to help build out the labor pool that's connected in with the company.
And so you have 16 people, right, who filled out the resume?
We have 68 students that fill out the resume, and then we have 60 job listings.
Oh, okay, I thought 68 people said I'm interested, and then a subset of that filled out the resume.
Yeah, 68 have just shown interest at our booth, and 11 of them filled out like a full resume.
So you have 11 people that said, all right, here's everything that I am.
Yeah.
And did any of those 11 qualify to go on any of your job interviews?
None of those 11 had certification, and we contacted them about the eBiz, and the 2 that got back to us were not part of that 11.
Okay.
Last question.
Let's see, we get one more question here.
What is your communication on Instagram? How are you trying to get, like, what's your catch? What is your call to action for students? What are you promising?
Our main catch, I guess, is that like we pretty much do the bulk of it for them, so that they don't have to go through the process themselves, because a lot of students are lazy and then they have school, and if they find out that there's an easier way to do it, then they will most likely take that route.
And adding on to Libby, we also had a raffle and a gift card, so we noticed an increase once we put that out there.
Okay, so an incentive worked to
Yes.
get more people?
Yes.
Okay, and you're measuring that by followers, not actual submissions, but at least having followers so that you know that they're going to be aware of any postings. Okay.
The last comment I would make, you have 12, these 16 job orders, 12 of them are for $800 combined, the other 4 are $250 each. So you have $1,800 sitting in front of you that you guys could make and split and each make, whatever, a couple $100. Like, the folks that are successful in this industry are actually greedy, and they like when they see that revenue opportunity, they hustle to close on that. So that's, if you're going to do this, I would ask yourself, like, convince your investors that we can monetize off of that, matchmaking process, because there's absolutely a need for this business, and $250 seems like a right price point if you can execute and be greedy and try to make money yourself on it.
All right, thank you guys.
Leave the clicker
All right,
up here.
so-
Let's leave the clicker up here.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's every time.